Today I'm going to be focusing on comparing and contrasting ancient Greek architecture to Egyptian architecture and also Roman architecture. And I'm going to be using the Colosseum, the Luxor Temple, and the Odeon of Herodotus Atticus as my examples for all three. The ancient Greeks had a unique style of architecture that is still copied today in government buildings and major monuments around the world. Greek architecture is known for tall columns, intricate detail, symmetry, harmony, and balance. The Greeks built all sorts of buildings. The main examples of Greek architecture that survive today are the large temples that they built to their gods, one of these being the Colosseum. The Greeks built most of their temples and government buildings in three types of styles: Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian. These styles were reflected in the types of columns they used. Most all of the columns had grooves down the sides called fluting. This gave the columns a feeling of depth and balance. The Colosseum, also known as the Flavian Amphitheater, is an oval amphitheater in the city of Rome, Italy. It's built of travertine limestone tuff, which is volcanic rock, and brick-faced concrete. It was the largest amphitheater ever built at the time and held 50,000 to 80,000 spectators. Unlike early Greek theaters that were built into hillsides, the Colosseum is an entirely freestanding structure. It derives its basic exterior and interior architecture from that of two Roman theaters back to back. It is elliptical in plan and is 189 meters long and 156 meters wide, with a base area of 24,000 square meters. The height of the outer wall is 48 meters tall, and the perimeter originally measured 545 meters. The central arena is an oval 87 meters long and 55 meters wide, surrounded by a wall 5 meters high, above which rose tiers of seating. The Colosseum was used to host gladiatorial shows as well as a variety of other events. Today, the Colosseum is now a major tourist attraction in Rome, with thousands of tourists each year entering to view the arena interior. Moving on from Greek architecture, we now explore Egyptian architecture. For most people, the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx of Giza are the most notable works of ancient Egypt. Ancient Egyptian architecture displays some of the most impressive and exquisite works of art in history. Understanding the motivation behind the construction of these monumental structures is imperative to understanding the culture of the ancient Egyptians. Much of the art and architecture in ancient Egypt represents the belief in life after death and veneration of the gods. Because there was very little wood available, stone and mud brick were used to construct most of the buildings. Stone was generally preferred for temples and pyramids. Houses were usually made out of mud brick. Most buildings contained flat roofs supported by external walls and columns. Walls and columns were often covered in hieroglyphics, the writing system used in ancient Egypt. The hieroglyphics consisted of pictures that represented sounds or words. The work that we're going to be focusing on for the ancient Egyptians is the Luxor Temple. The Luxor Temple is a large ancient Egyptian temple complex located on the east bank of the Nile River in the city today known as Luxor, or ancient Thebes, and was constructed approximately 1400 BC. In the Egyptian language, it is known as the Southern Sanctuary. The Luxor Temple is made out of Nubian sandstone and features 6 bark shrines, serving as way stations for the barks of the gods during festival processions, which were set up on the avenue between the Karnak and Luxor Temple. The avenue, which went in a straight line between the Luxor Temple and the Karnak area, was recently lined with human head sphinxes. The last area we're going to be focusing on today is Roman architecture. Roman architecture features many arches and vaults, which you can see from many of the great works that still stand today. Much of the Romans' architectural mastery is due to their use of concrete. Romans used concrete as their main base for many great structures, which is why they held up so long throughout history. You can also see domes being used by the Romans as status symbols as well as many arches because they symbolize the greatness and the power behind the Roman Empire. The work of architecture we're going to be focusing on for the Roman Empire is the Odeon of Herodes Atticus, which is a stone Roman theater structure located on the southwest slope of the Acropolis of Athens in Greece. The building was completed in 161 AD, and then it was just recently renovated in 1950. In ancient times, Odeons were built for musical contests, and this ancient stone theater has gone on to host some of the world's best musical performances. Widely known by locals as simply Herodion, it was built between 160 AD to 174 AD by the wealthy benefactor of Athens, Herodes Atticus, as an ode to his late wife Regalia. It was the third Odeon to be built in Athens and was distinctively Roman in contrast to the nearby theater of Dionysus. With its Roman arches and three-story stage building, it was originally partly covered with a wood and tiled roof. The circular orchestra has now become a semicircle, paved with black and white marble. With 35 rows, the marble auditorium extends slightly beyond a semicircle with a diameter of 80 meters and today seats 4,680 people. So for the project, we went over ancient Greek architecture as well as Egyptian architecture and Roman architecture. Hopefully, there is some sort of insight that can be gained from this presentation, and I hope that you have a great rest of the semester and we all stay healthy. Thank you.